What's up, YouTube world? Day 2 of my 30-day challenge, my 30-day posting challenge. Learned a lot already just from day 1. Just having to post up the video last night, and I posted it to the wrong channel. I didn't even realize I had two different channels. YouTube wouldn't let me change my thumbnail without verifying. I had to verify my phone number. I had to verify myself, take photos of my driver's license. This is all stuff that I had no idea now. It's probably why a lot of people give up, because they do make you jump through a few hoops. But, you know, fair enough, because you want to make sure that you are, they want to make sure that you are who you say you are, and that you are, you're a verified human, not a robot, making one of these faceless channels that everyone goes on about. And again, last night, I found myself up until stupid o'clock just watching videos. All these content creation videos keep coming up on my feed, and you know, everyone's selling you the quick story of get rich off YouTube, and you know, it's a social media market at the moment. You know, jump on now before it's too late, rah rah rah. And yeah, look, those people have made it, and it seems to be that there's so many of those videos. There's so many people that seem to be doing really well off YouTube. So, and look, the proof's there, because they've got the followers, they've got the views, and they're making a ton of money. But I don't know. Is this what I'm trying to do? Look, it'd be nice, but it's probably not my primary focus. My primary focus is I want to build my golf content channel up. I want to. It's almost like I want this channel to be a bit of like a sister channel to the Golf Collective. I want people to be able to go to the Golf Collective to get all the information that they need about golf and golf memberships and our events. And then I want to use my channel a bit more as a, probably a little bit more of a personal touch, and probably share some more personal views of certain things, and just give you guys some insight into how I play golf. What I think about when I play golf. I want to record my rounds, and some of it even is just for me too. I want to go back and review my rounds, see where I went wrong. I want to give this footage, some of those vlogs, to my coach and let him have a look at them. And because sometimes, like when you go to a golf lesson, you know, you're there and you're giving out, or you're swinging the swing that you have on that day, and it's sometimes, and I've this has happened to me plenty. Sometimes that's not the swing that is normal for me. It could be I slept wrong that night. It could be anything. I don't know. It could be a number of different factors that contribute to me not swinging like I normally do when I go to the lesson. I think plus there's also that heightened anxiety when you're getting a lesson, especially if you're with a coach, or if you've got to see someone that you've not seen before, or you're still quite green with them. You have that anxiety over your swing, which you normally wouldn't have. So yeah, it's a bit funny how that works. This is actually a really good segue into another thing that goes on with me. I have ADHD. I've been medically diagnosed. Haven't taken my medication this morning, and I can tell, because I know when I haven't taken my medication, because my mind races and wanders and starts thinking about different things, and I'll start talking about different things exactly like I'm doing now. I literally just changed subject from what we were talking about and lost my train of thought. It's just a what do you call it? Prime example, textbook ADHD person. So yeah, let me rewind all that and go back to where we were. But yes, I want to create a bunch of golf content. On top of all that, I want to create some mindset content to help people with mindset. I pride myself on being very mentally strong. I do have my bad days, and you know, recently I've had them, and I'm not afraid to be open about it. I post on my social media pages. Like I said, YouTube's not my number one go-to place, but I'm getting that there. I post on my social pages, and I'm not afraid to put up a story to say, hey, you know, I've been struggling lately, and thank you to the people that have reached out. And you know what? It's been awesome to see all my friends and some family reaching out just to check in. And you know, it's funny, because your initial reaction to that is like, oh man, I feel so weak. Like, these people just like, are they pitying me? Are they just feel like, oh man, like, come on, I'm just sending you a message to bring you up. And it's like, that is so the wrong way to think about it. Like, I genuinely, that thought just disappears from me really quickly. Now I genuinely, like, I look at the message I've got, and I'm like, thank you so much. And they genuinely do mean a lot. They get me up and going again. And sometimes you just need to hear it from a certain select few people that, you're okay, man. Like, everyone's going through a bit of shit at the moment, and just want you to know that we are here, and don't feel like you can't reach out. Like, I'm the self-proclaimed busiest person in the world. I always cop shit for not answering my phone or responding to text messages, and it's not intentional. It's just I'm so busy, and I've said this to so many people. You're not the problem. I am, because when I get on a phone call, I'm a people person and I'm a people pleaser. So when people are talking to me on the phone, I feel like I have to talk to them as much as possible, or just keep the conversation going. And I know that I know that's crap, but it reminds me of there's like this there was this meme that was running around online for ages, and it was a guy sitting in an office chair, and on the back of it says, "Please don't talk to me because I will get no work done." And that's exactly me. So sometimes I have to take the hard line and purposely go, "Nah, I'm not looking at my phone. I'm going to get my work done, and then I'll look at it." But by the time I look at my phone, it's 1 o'clock in the morning, and then I go into this cycle of, oh, don't message them back now, because, what if they don't have their phone on silent? You wake them up and they're just going to hate you for not replying. They already hate you for not replying. Now you're going to reply at 1 o'clock in the morning and just piss them off even more. So, do you see how my brain races? It's crazy. So, yeah, I definitely need to keep my brain quiet, which I think is why I take on as much as I do, because I can't just sit there. I can't be doing nothing. And I think part of the reason why I'm trying to do this 30-day challenge too has got a lot to do with it. Like, I'm driving to Brody's house at the moment, and I've got a meeting with him about some content stuff, and it's a 40-minute drive. So, like, I need to be kept busy. Like, there's only so much music I can listen to, my playlists, all that sort of stuff. I'll just get my mind racing, and I don't want that. I want to keep it busy. So this is part of it. But yeah, I think today I'll make a slightly longer video today. Yesterday's video was only 2 minutes. I think had 4 views, and I think I was 3 of them. So look, I'm not expecting big things from this stuff. What I am planning on doing though is, depending on the follow count, subscriber count, close to the end of the 30 days, I've got some great contacts through the Golf Collective who got a ton of stuff that they'd love for me to give away. So I'll probably look at maybe giving away a driver, a Wilson driver or something like that. Maybe give away some golf balls. I don't know. Let's just see how this goes. If we get a handful of good subscribers come along, I'll do a subscriber giveaway just for a bit of fun. I am enjoying this. I think for me, this is so much easier for me because I do a lot in writing. I send a lot of emails. I do a lot of scripting. I do a lot of things for the Golf Collective that is heavily involves writing. And that takes a lot of time. This is so much easier for me. And with modern technology, AI, all that sort of stuff, being able to transcribe what I'm saying and then putting it into the video later, it just makes it so much easier. So today, this video, I think I'll just make it about how I got into golf, a bit of my story coming into golf, and why golf's so important to me. Golf came into my life probably when I was about 18, 19. I got invited to one of those corporate days, and it was at Joondalup Golf Resort. And I was horrible, horrible. And I'd come from I considered myself a pretty good soccer player when I was younger, competitive by nature, and I was horrible. I got put with the people that invited me to this golf day were all I don't know, 2 or 3 handicappers at the time, and I didn't have a handicap. I think I went and bought a set of Wilson golf clubs from the golf shop at the time. And just for that event, because I wanted to have some decent looking gear, and I was clueless. I had no idea. These guys had thousands of dollars worth of gear, and I had this $300 beginner set, which nothing wrong with that. But anyways, went out there and just made a complete fool of myself in the most embarrassing way. And what's funny? Where I am now with my handicap level and all that sort of stuff, I know that those people on that day weren't thinking what I thought they were thinking. I was sitting there oh my God, these guys must just be laughing at me in their heads. They're sitting there saying, "Oh no, it's all right, good shot. You're only just starting, rah, rah." And I'm sitting there going, "Oh my God, you guys are just being polite. This is horrible." But I know for a fact that wouldn't have been what they were thinking. They would have been so involved and concentrated on what they were doing that they didn't care what I was doing. It was an Ambrose day as well, so they don't care. We're all in the same team, and if I stuffed up a shot, I stuffed up a shot. They knew they could hit one that would help. It was so funny because I remember playing a hole, and we used almost every single one of my shots, which is one of those miraculous holes. And I was looking for all of these, all this praise and rah rah, and everyone was just like, "Yeah, good shot." And I was like, "Oh my gosh!" So you guys like hit these shots all the time, and you're just used to it looking that good. It's like, wow. So that was where the bug bit me hard. Was then. From there, I sort of actually dropped the clubs for a little while because I was like, "Oh man, like this probably isn't for me. Like I'll play it a bit socially, but I don't think I'm, obviously you must have to be really good to be a golfer, or you must have to have some natural talent." So typical me, I just bounced around a few different hobbies. I did RC car racing, nitro car racing, and electric car racing, like 1/8 scale. That was so much fun. It was very time consuming. And then from there, I actually went into go-karting. I did go-karting for a number of years, but that was motorsports, just a completely different beast. You really do just have to have like a bottomless bank account where you can just keep throwing money at it to be competitive. Like you can be the fastest person on the track, but if you don't have the money to continually put new tires on, keep your engine tight and have a spare engine or a spare chassis, you just weren't going to be competitive enough, and you just weren't going to be able to keep up. So I gave that up almost when we had 2 kids. I got 2 girls. Once we had kids, go-karting you couldn't do it. There was no time to do it. And same with RC racing. It was the same thing. It was just too time consuming. So I had to look for something that was going to be a little bit more like, well, what can I do? Get up early, rah rah, and then golf just sort of became the natural thing to do. So I jumped into golf and just went like balls deep, like full on into golf. Spent thousands on lessons, and I mean thousands. Like I was getting lessons sometimes almost weekly at one point. I started on like an 18 handicap, or it might have been closer to 20. I don't remember. My current handicap now, I think, is 6 point something. I think it's close to 7. The lowest I've ever been was 4.9, and that was just before I broke my wrist. I broke my scaphoid on my left hand, and bone graft out of my hip into there. Didn't play golf for like 3 to 6 months. So yeah, that was a major setback. But yeah, that was my golf story. And now with golf, I had the opportunity to purchase the Golf Collective a couple of years ago, and I did that and haven't really looked back since. We've built this awesome community, and we've got heaps of people playing events. We've got an event tomorrow at the Cut, so tomorrow's video will be from me at the Cut. And yeah, I might even take you guys around the course with me and just have a look. You guys, there's like 4 subscribers. Woo! Actually, I don't even think there's 4 subscribers. 4 views yesterday. Thank you to whoever that 1 view was. Oh, man. I'm going to look back on these videos, I reckon, in a couple of years. Well, I hope so. And just be like, man, you were so cringe. Like, what were you thinking? But yeah, look, I'm going to stick to it. I'm going to stick to this 30-day challenge. I'm going to make this work. I'm going to have a bit of fun with it. And like I said, if there's anything you guys want me to talk about, anything you want me to dive into a bit more, like if you want to talk about ADHD or anything like that, just throw me a comment. I don't care if it's 1 person or 1 subscriber. Just let me know what you want me to talk about. I'd be happy to share my views on anything that you want me to share on. But yeah, thanks for tuning in, guys. Remember, subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll catch you tomorrow for day 3. Peace out.